Hey guys, I'm at my parents' house and I thought I can show you some stuff, nostalgic things. For example, this. I don't know what age I had at that time because there's nothing written, but I can just show you some stuff. By the way, this is not sponsored, but I can tell you I found some stuff on Pokemon and I'm very happy with that. Like this, were they from bubble gums. There were some stickers. Really long time ago. I just don't know from which year this is. You can see that I was very Pokemon fan and still I'm very Pokemon fan. Since my childhood. And so this is something and there will be more for sure. I found already a few things. And I made something for my mom. Things that I made for my mom, I will put them in another box, by the way. I'm just organizing now. And I will just put them in another box because those are especially for mom and also for my father. I would just put them for my father and my mom. I would just put them in one box because I'm just organizing things. This is also what I created. I also was a very fan of Barbie and I still really like Barbie and dolls in general. And yes, I'm 32 years old. Those things like Disney, Pokemon, Barbie, those will never for me like disappear. And I also created something like this. This is, by the way, for for my face towel. I know it's some random stuff here. And look here with Pikachu stamps. By the way, when I was at primary school, I had my Slovak name Nikolka, so you will see a lot with Nikolka. Then you know, okay, it's from primary school. So that was maybe when I was 4 or 5, or like until 12. But yeah, this was a very long time ago. I'm very grateful that my parents kept I think everything. Yeah, maybe there were things like, you know, we also moved a few times, so there might be some things missing, but what I'm very grateful is that my parents always wanted to keep it until we like are older and then decide which things we want to keep and which not. So that's very nice of them. This really, I think I got inspired by Pikachu. Then I made this. I don't know from which year it is. If there will be like a year, I will just show you, but most of the time there's no year written, so I have no idea. I also found this one as well from Pikachu. By the way, people who are now at primary school, let me know how your books look like. This was for me when I was at the 3rd grade primary school, and this was like about writing. I have no idea what's in there, but this is how every time, you know, when I was younger, and when you did a great job, you got like a stamp. So there will be some stamps, not every time, of course, because sometimes I didn't write really how I should. And yeah, very good memories. This is from the 4th grade from primary school, so I think at that time I was maybe, because in Netherlands you start already like when you're 4 or 5. The teacher even used Pokemon from Ash. That's awesome. By the way, for people who don't know, this language is Dutch because I'm half Dutch from the Netherlands. I don't know, in some languages say Holland, but at least you know I'm half and half Slovak. And this was from primary school from the Netherlands. When I was a kid, I was so crazy about this book. Don't ask why, I don't know. But I found it and had very good grades. This was about learning how to write numbers and other things. And I think I got inspired by some of the photos, like here. I really like these flowers. It was really great. And I remember also like this animal. And here, this looks like the houses from Amsterdam and Utrecht in the Netherlands. And for example, this turtle. These are great ways when someone has small children, then you do something like this in a fun way. I also remember that my parents also got like this small computer where you could learn like calculate and also with words, which was very good, by the way. I enjoyed that when I was a kid, because yeah, of course, a kid wants to play, but if you can play in a fun way and also learn things, I think it's very great. And yeah, so there are these numbers with different colors, and with this, I think you had to calculate them and then write the number of that, because here you one, there's only one thing, so it's really fun. This is also nothing from this is sponsored, by the way. I'm just showing things that I found. I even don't know if this company still exists, but this is how the book looks like. Probably from teacher, like you had to see things and also create things. And this is spring. Lenta means spring, by the way. You will probably see a lot of random things, because when I was a kid, I really liked drawing. I know this looks crazy, but I know when you're 5 or 6 or 7, you know how it goes, or even younger. There even are some stamps. This is funny. This is like, I think this was like glitter glue, because they have like different, they're like shiny as well. This is funny. Since I was a kid, I really liked dolphins, and this says this I am, like in Dutch, dit ben ik, this I am, and I tried to create a dolphin. So at least you know, okay, this weird fish, it should be a dolphin. This horse has nothing to do with Pokemon, but it says my wish is to have like Pokemon plush toy, animal toy. This one was created especially for the Easter Bunny, because it says for Paas Haas, which dolphins. Yeah, you will see probably a lot of dolphins. I can just tell you that for sure. There was something that I made for my grandparents, so the parents of my father. This one I create for my mom, because it says for mama. This is another thing for grandparents. By the way, this is just an example, but when you have things from childhood, maybe also from your children, when you want to keep it, sometimes with moving you might lost things. So what I now do is I just take pictures of things. So then I have it on my phone, and I also make backup of that on the laptop. Then you will always have it as memory. I think it's a great idea, and then you can always see later on if you want to keep it also physically, but then at least you have it also on your phone. You know, when I mentioned before, I couldn't find many with dates, but here, this one, when I turned it, it was also written my name, the Slovak version, and on August 99. This is also something that I want to show you. When children make something, I think it's great to mention their name, especially when they have siblings, and also mention the date, because then you might probably forget, because there's so many things. I also found a lot of things without any dates, so I have no idea when it is. This one is for me something that I really want to keep, because this was from grandmother. This was from 1998. Tulpenminstolp is the flower. As you can see, there are a lot of things. I'm not sure, by the way. This is what I remembered, I think, when I was at the hospital, but I'm not sure. When I had my kidney removal, I think I was like 6 or 7 years old. I don't know if you can really see it, but this was like a keyboard, and with music notes. This brings me nostalgic feelings, because I remember when I was a kid, I really like these cookies. I don't see it anymore, by the way, but I have to check from which year this is. Cool. So probably maybe in 2002 or 2000, something like that, because normally you should also see like a date of the expired date, but I don't see it here. Hopefully there are not people who are afraid of spiders, because yeah, there's a small tarantula here. This one is I'm going to give it to my dad again, because this was for my father and for my mom together. This was from the festive Sinterklaas, which is in December in the Netherlands and also in Belgium, which I discovered. In Slovakia they have something similar, and it's also on 7th of December. In Netherlands it's like 5th of December, and in Belgium I think as well. In English I think it's called St. Nicholas Day. This is another one for the Easter bunny. These need to be ladybugs. I just pretend that these are ladybugs. But yeah, I don't know when I was, which age I was when I created this, maybe 7. This one I also remember. Oh, there's a tail. When I was younger. This was for Christmas. Definitely a lot of dolphin things. Even create a map for school. A bit smashed, but I think it was like a flower bouquet with sand, colorful sands. This was from piano classes. Some other ones as well. This was from the 1st grade from primary school, and that is from 1998. This one as well. I found from the 2nd grade the school card from no, this is from secondary school, by the way. At my parents' house, I'm actually. This is all that will be in paper box, so it will be tossed away for paper. I'm more arranging things, because here I have in these suitcases. There are things for memory, like I have some diaries. This is actually one of the first books that I created. I think I got it at Action, or I received it at Action, I don't know. But these are like these positive books that I create every time I write positive things in. So this was one of the first ones. So I want to keep it because it was from 2020. Actually, I wrote down. And this is what I wrote for 2020, because I wanted to do even other things as well. A good reminder, you know, that you can do a lot in one year.